Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a new lesson in the Wissam script. In today's class we are going to talk about the letter Ha. Now you need to focus because it is a bit complicated at some point in this video, but we will do a summary at the end of it so that things could be clearer. The first and the most important move is the following. You get 1.5 points of width and you get 3 points of height. You have to practice this move if you couldn't sort of perfect it at the beginning. So what you're going to do is basically going from the mid of this point, and you put the pen here, that is, and you are going to move down and this way. So going down, then back, then stopping here. Now this move is very important because it will repeat itself several times. With this move we are going to do the singular Ha or ta marbuta. So we do the first move, which was this one. Then we go back 2 points from here. We take 2 points, and this is where the second move would end. And the second move is simply like the meme move, where you will go out and connect it from here. So this is where you will get the singular Ha or ta marbuta, where you will have 2 points up here. And it's nothing hard, it's easy. Now the second one would be similar to it, but with more width. So as we can see here, those 1.5 points, we started from this point. But for the connected one, it's again 1.5, but we start after the 1.5 points, as we can see. Again, we've got 3 points of height, nothing changes here, around 3 points. But when you start from let's say a more left position, you will end up with a wider shape, as you can see here. This width allows you to work with, unlike this one. So this is the move you have to practice to know how to basically do whatever we are going to do from now on. The first shape would be this move. The second move would be going back up. I want you to focus here. So what we did here is we curved up a bit, then we rotated back. And the distance here, you could leave 1 point to sort of get your hand around how much space you would leave there, or you could look inside and see the negative space here. Now when you finish here, you go back, and it is basically a fat move, as we can see here. Keep an eye on the negative space on the inside. It's usually this shape. You don't get any rounded shapes in it. And this is the second, the third move, going back this way. And finally, you could either connect it or go down. Now here I'm going to connect it to a middle Ha. For the middle Ha, you measure 2 points. And those 2 points would come from the intersection here. So you would leave 3 points. And now, when the moves come down, by the way, this sort of curvy move, you could see it in the ayn, and like when you do those letters, you would get this shape, and this shape is the one we are using here. So we went down to connect the Ha to something else. This is the beginning Ha, and in the middle we have this shape. So we went down, now we go back, just like a meme. And we go back up with this move, which looks like an Aleph, but very short. And the whole thing here would be 1 point wide. So you're going back from here again, and you continue. So this is a middle Ha, where 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the connection, which is 5, because it's in the middle. Now here we can connect it to the same one we saw at the start, which is going up, then down, then going back up, doing a Fa, and let's take a new one, which is based on a sod. For this one, the first move is the inside move. So you would start from here, again with the same move we did back there. Here you would go wider than usual. This is wider than this one, because now we are going back with a sod move, which is going to be 1.5 points wide. So you go back, you curve up, then you come back down. This is the hat for the sod. Finally, you would go back this way. I know at the end it looks a bit confusing, but if you went back and saw the video again, the first move was this one. The second move was basically going back up to here. The third one is simply sod, and the fourth one, again, it's a continuity of the sod letter. And here we could do another one. By the way, this one, and we will talk about this later, all of these shapes you could have either in the middle or at the beginning. But I'm leaving that for the end of the video so that we will wrap our heads around the letters, because there are too many shapes in this script. Now, the next would be the letter B, then going up to this point. This has to be a bit closer, but anyway, now with this shape comes the tip here, and it comes with an angle. What do I mean by that? The next move, going up, stopping here, then coming back so that it would look as if it's going this way, because this shape looks as if it's going this way. Now you get this inclination by working out with this tip, the first move, and taking a line to the right of it, and making sure that they both look as if they were like a butterfly or something that is moving instead of stationary. So up here you could not just have this sort of shape, you could stop, then curve a bit down, then come back to give it more life and details. Now, next we are going to have the shape at the end, which is 2 points high, and for this one you going up, and the pen here will give you this thin line, naturally, because you're holding it out with an angle. And once you reach up here, you are going to take 1.5 points again, with 1.5 points from this tip, because here we are going to do the same move we did for letters such as the meme, which is going down and stopping here. A very sharp, I forgot what it's called, something that they use in farms, and I think they usually show it when they draw the angel of death. Yeah. So now you've got this. So this was the first one. The second move. The third move would drop 1.5. So everything about this letter at the end is just 1.5. And here you would go back and finish it this way. Now when you do it naturally, you would actually be able to control the last move, because the last move has to have this smoothness in it. But here, because I stopped and I wrote down some scaling, it sort of got disoriented. But for the last move, you have to have a smooth hand in order to get the shape right. Now, if you saw this thing, that means half a point. I don't write it, I don't finish it. Now here we have the first combination of has. There's also some other shapes that I'm going to just write. They come at the beginning or the middle. Now you can see this one. Here you see this, the first move is inside. We have another shape where it comes actually outside, where you basically start from here, you go back, you would stop, and you would continue with the same moves, but this shape will be inside instead of outside. This move, I mean. This one comes out, and and this one sort of comes in. Meanwhile here, the first move is inside the, let's say, the fa letter. The other shape is also similar to the first one, but instead of doing this move, we do a hat. Then we simply continue with the same shape we did back there. So these are two more shapes. Now, with regards to connecting, so as you can see here, this move would connect upward, and again this move would connect downward. It is very important. For example, if you were to write here, you would use this move to connect it to this here. But if you want to use the sword ya, you would have to use the other connection, which is this move, then connecting it with a sword ya. So depending on the letter that follows, you have to stop and think what follows the ha. Now here we did a detailed explanation of all the shapes that we could have. We had to summarize these things and to get our heads around them. The first thing I'm going to do is to get each one of them aside. So this is the first one we started with, the connected one I mean. You go up, you stop here, then you come back with a fa. I'm going to end here because now you have the option of either going up or curving and going down. So this comes in the beginning and in the middle. If it came in the beginning, this is how it looks like. If it came in the middle, you simply get something over here and it connects to it, like we saw before. Now this is the first shape. The second shape would be the first one, but you have the option of having the fa very high up here. So in a way, this move would disappear and you will have simply a curve like this, and then the one that joins it at the top. And this would be the first shape that you would see on top of the letter. It is pretty. It's all about details. Again, if you want to connect it, you come back from here. This is the second shape. Third is the one that we just did, going back down, up, down, and continuing it. The fourth shape would be the one based on a sad, going down, back, and sad, and here you could either go up or down, depending on what's following it. So here, we would just do this. This is the fourth shape. The fifth shape would be this shape that you could either have outside or inside. Again, you have to focus on this angle and this angle so that it will give you this beautiful sort of curve and direction of the hat. Now here we have 5 and 6. So you've got 6 different shapes of the hat at the beginning or the middle. With regards to the middle, we saw the totally different shape of going down, then coming back up with this shape, then continuing the letter. This would connect from here and here. If you don't want to use this and you want to use one of the previous ones, when you come down with a connection, some of them connect from the top. So this one, you connect with the first move, but the rests are here. You don't connect to them. So you use this one to connect to. And for the sad one, you could connect it from down, and for that one you are going to leave all these moves and move on to the last one, which is this one. And you would connect it to this one. Because with writing you sometimes might get confused, where should I connect it? And you would use this step. Because it's similar to a ba, as you can see. You could also connect it from here. I mean, I've made an example to show you how beautiful this letter is. These are the cases for the middle one. And for the one at the end, we talked about it, 2 points, and you simply go up, go down and finish it with this lovely move. Now I'm going to write 2 examples for you for the hat. This was for today's lesson, so it's easy, but you just look at the moves. You just study each one by itself, understand it, then start practicing. Now, we are going to write noon, and I'm going to connect it to the hat that looks like a side. Back and up. And for the side, I'm going to connect it to a meme. I'm going to write the word Naham. You can see how beautiful the script is. It's just amazing. You've got the noon connecting to a hat, then going down to the meme. The shapes here look similar. Looks really pleasant for the eye, the curves it has, and the sharp edges. It's just really pretty, I have to say. Naham means greediness, or eating with greediness, yeah. We have hum, and I'm going to use this hat with it. Then going back up, then curving down and connecting it to a meme. You could use this shape, the one that looks like a rock. Now we could use the one that goes down, which would be really nice and pretty, but I ran out of page. So this is for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I've decided to do the heart by itself here because I knew it won't fit any other letter. It would be too long for 2 letters. Make sure to go back and watch the video again and just sit down and see how each letter is made. Do it, then move on to the next letter. Don't watch the whole thing at once. Focus on learning each letter by itself, memorizing the moves, because after doing each one by itself, you realize, oh, actually they are all easy. It's just where should I start, what letter finishes, and all these details. I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who wants to learn. And as usual, have a lovely day and see you in the next one. This has been Ammar Audi. Goodbye.